In this video, we will demonstrate a new easy way to store and share results using Meta and Answers. For items to be stored in a DM in Meta and then viewed in Answers, data need to follow a specific schema comprising simulation models, load cases, and simulation runs. Data according to this schema can be created either during pre-processing in ANSA or within Meta as a post-processing step through the respective ribbon tab. Each entity has its own metadata, attributes, and properties, based on which we can filter them using the Beta query language. These advanced querying capabilities are available throughout the Beta suite and are the ones used also in Answers. Starting with a new Meta window, we first need to make sure that Meta is connected to a DM. Open the DM browser and choose one of the available DM folders. The DM contents appear and can be opened in a new tab with a double click. In this example, there are two simulation runs listed in the window. One contains all the report items that will be viewed in the Answers dashlet, while the other does not contain any reports yet. Let us see how this translates to an existing Answers dashlet. In the list comprising the simulation runs of the specific DM, both simulation runs are displayed and available for selection. When we select the first simulation runs, no report entities are available. On the contrary, when we select the second simulation run, all the reports are displayed in the respective panels. We will now demonstrate the process required to store report items in the DM folder for the first simulation run using a session file. This can be achieved with some additions to a typical session file that creates report items and stores them in the disk. First, we need to add the ID of the DM item under which the report items will be stored. In this case, this is the simulation run ID, which can be found in its attributes. Additionally, after each command that creates a report item, we need to add an extra command which stores the item in the DM folder. We will now run the post-processing session file to create the report items and store them in the DM folder. The reports folder is added under the simulation run on the fly, and each item is stored under it. As soon as the session is executed, we can see that all the report items are listed under the reports folder. Switching to the Answers dashlet, we see how the behavior is dynamic, and as soon as we select the simulation run from the list, we get the respective results displayed. We will now see how we can add a report item manually. From the DM ribbon, we press the button to define the DM object under which the item will be stored. We want to save a new image by taking a snapshot on the fly. We select the respective option and then type the name. The image is saved directly under the selected simulation run. Let's now see how this change is reflected in the respective dashlet. Switching to Answers, upon refreshing the list panel with the images, the new image is listed and can be viewed in the image panel on the right. In the final part of this video, we will demonstrate how to easily create a dashlet using the library items which are provided with the installation. The library items are useful combinations of panels and data sources that cover the most frequent needs when building a dashlet. Existing library items can be modified by administrators to suit the needs of the users. Finally, new library items can be created, and they can also be imported and exported. Here we will see how we can create a dashlet similar to the previous one using only library items. The first step is to add a list panel with the simulation runs. We select it from the list using the filter, and in the pop-up window we choose the connection that will be used and the query that will be evaluated to return only the specific simulation runs. The list panel with the simulation runs appears. Its size and position are adjustable. The columns are pre-configured, but they can easily be modified either from the Visible Columns menu or from the Edit panel option in the Context menu. We will now create a table with the key values of the selected simulation runs. We choose the respective library item, as well as the connection and the data source that provides the selected simulation runs. An implicit data source has automatically been created, since the selection option was enabled when we created the Simulation Runs List panel. The table is created and displays the values of the selected simulation run. As soon as we select another simulation run from the list panel, the key values of the table are updated. We will now add a bar chart with the maximum values of the curves from the selected simulation runs. We filter for the respective library item and choose the connection and data source. A beta QL expression is required to fetch only some specific curves. As we see here, there is a pre-configured expression which we can modify to suit our needs. In this case, we want to get the curves which name contains the word intrusion. The panel is created and we modify its size. Selecting another simulation run from the list updates also the contents of the panel. We can also hide and show entities with a mouse click on the legend of the panel. We will now add a curve panel comprising the same curves that were used for the bar chart. We select the respective library item. We select the connection and the data source, and then type the beta QL expression. The panel is displayed and we adjust its contents and its size. An important issue of CAE reports in general is the cost of updates. Let's see how we could add extra results to the dashlet we have. In cases like the intrusions bar chart and curves chart, since what is displayed depends on filtering the curves with intrusion, adding a new curve with similar name will automatically add it to the dashlet. We plot a new intrusion curve and modify its name. From the DM Ribbon tab, we select the appropriate simulation run under which the curve will be stored. Then we save the selected item from the Curve button. The curve is stored in the DM folder. If we want this as part of a future automated process, we would need to add the commands for loading and storing the curve to the session or script file. Switching to Answers, we only need to refresh the respective panels, and we see the contents updated with the new curve. In cases the addition of a result needs also changing the display layout, this is easily realized from the Answers interface. Let's add, for example, an extra image panel in the dashlet. We filter for the respective library item and select it. In this case, we will also add a prefix so as for the title of the panel to better describe its content. Same as before, we choose the connection, the data source, and finally the beta QL expression that will fetch the image. We select the second simulation run as well, and from the panel we can scroll between the images from both simulation runs. As a last step, we will create an image on the fly and import it directly in an image panel using the respective library item. From the DM ribbon, we open the DM browser and select the respective simulation run under which we want to save the image. We then return to the DM ribbon, select the option snapshot under image, and give it a name. The image is now stored in the DM folder. Going back to Answers, we add the image panel through the respective library item. We type the appropriate name. Select the connection and the data source, and then adjust the BetaQL expression to fetch the correct image. The image panel is created.